Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode on Boundary Line Podcast with Dillon and Sheldon. Yes, we are back after a long time. There's been a lot of things happening, and we do apologize for taking such a long break. But hey, we are back now, and it's World Cup time. It's super exciting now that it's happening in India. 10 teams going head to head against each other, and we've already seen some amazing games that happen so far. And we promise to keep bringing out new content every time now. But before going ahead, I want to thank everyone for asking that why we're not doing a lot of these videos. I know a few of them have been asking us, but we are here now. And of course, I'm going to tell everybody to please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And yes, let's begin then. It's been an absolute good day, of course, for all Indian fans and me, of course. You can see very clearly. And this was an absolute delight today. India versus Australia there at Chennai. India bowling there and getting Australia all out for 199 on a track that I thought was at least 250, 260 would have been ideal there. But the spinners turned up, the fielding was good, the batting was even good, although we had a scare there, and all that and more we're going to be discussing. But let's get Sheldon into the action. Sheldon, I miss you, and we've missed this. So let's get into it. Sheldon, what did you think of the match today? How has it been so far?
Cricket is a funny game and history tends to repeat itself. 2019, the last World Cup game India played 5 for 3. Today, 5 for 3. But you know what's the difference? This is an Indian side who have learned, they are hardened, and today they got into that situation, but they got out of it. I think today went as well as it could have for India on a tough Chennai track to come through it. Kohli, KL, terrific partnership. But yeah, I think it was set up very well by the bowlers, and especially that man, Chennai's local hero, the man who won them the IPL, Sir Ravindra Jadeja, right, Dil?
Absolutely. I mean, is there anything this guy can't do, Sheldon? We all were speaking about it. A lot of people in the media also saying that he's not in the best of form, even in the Asia Cup, even in the series against Australia that they played, didn't have a good run there. But when the big match comes, Sheldon, the big guns always turn up. And we've seen that today
Yep.
with Rahul, we've seen it with Virat, we've seen it with Jadeja also today. And it's been a complete dominant, Sheldon, right?
Yeah, for sure, Dil. I thought, when Australia started, I thought Warner and Smith were going really well. I thought that was a partnership which I think Australia would have wanted to go till the 30th over, maybe the 35th over, because as we know, as we saw when Australia came to India earlier, you can have one partnership, but in India, as soon as you lose one, it's two, three, four, five, six, especially for opposition batsmen. And that did happen today. And as soon as those two got out, Australia just never got back. You always felt like 200 was below par. Even when India were 5 for 3, you always felt they were one partnership away. And I think Australia will kick themselves, especially Warner when he got it. Smith got a beauty. He couldn't play that. No one could play that. I don't think even Don Bradman would have played it the way that ball spun. Like it was one hell of a delivery. But I think Warner especially be kicking himself. He got in and he got out with a shot which I felt was a bit in between. He didn't really go hard at it and he just chipped it. I think that's what Australia look at. That partnership. If that went a little further on, maybe they would have been in a better situation.
Yeah, Shalin, you're right. Absolutely there. Because I felt that, David Warner, Steve Smith were batting so well. And I thought that
Yeah.
this partnership is now going to really go on. And you always felt, Sheldon, that, in this sort of a match, you need the Warners, you need the Steve Smiths to be there right towards the end, like, take the team home at least there. And rightly said also, David Warner looked so good and he must be like, so unhappy with himself the way he got out. And Steve Smith, of course, got a beauty of a delivery there. No one,
Yeah.
no one could have played that, and Jadeja doing what he does best there. But Sheldon, 199 there on that track, 109 for two, then 110 for three, 114 for four, 114 for five, and 199 all out in a space of like 60, 65 odd runs there. I think around 80 runs. These guys lost around 7 to 8 wickets, Sheldon. Not a good thing, right, for Australia?
Yeah, I feel a target they would have been looking at was 250. It might not have been enough, but I feel 250 in Chennai is a fighting score, especially with, like the spinners and how batting under pressure would be as well in Chennai. So I think that's where they'd be like, oh, we're about 50, 60 runs short. But yeah, for Australia, this was always going to be a tough game. Chennai against India, first game of the World Cup, it was always going to be tough. I'm sure they're glad they don't have to play India and Chennai again for the rest of this tournament. So I think Australia will take that off and say, okay, probably everyone will lose to India in this game. So they'll probably look to get back to winning ways next up.
Oh yes, Australia at least must be feeling good. Like we
Yeah.
don't have to play India now because
Yeah.
Sheldon, let's accept the fact here that going into this World Cup, India are one of the strongest teams here.
Yeah,
You would rank
was
them, they're right up, with England, they're one and two, irrespective of the order there. But England and India, especially here, are going to this World Cup as strong favorites here to win this. And they say catches win matches, Sheldon, and you don't drop any catches when the game is on the line, and particularly when it's Virat Kohli, you don't drop him when he's on 12 early, and he made them pay, didn't he, Sheldon?
yeah. I'm sure Herschel Gibbs was smiling when he saw that today. He's like, Mitchell Marsh, welcome to my world. I mean, as soon as I saw it, Dill, I felt like that was the game because Kohli in a big game, you need him. Was it at the MCG in Pakistan last year? First game of the tournament. It's okay. It's this man, the greatest one-day batsman of all time, in my opinion. His numbers tell the story, and when India needs someone, he always steps up, and he just showed his class again today. Special mention though to KL Rahul because a man who's had so much pressure, so many critics, everyone around the world target him, especially when he was opening. But since he's come back at the start of the Asia Cup, I think third game or so when he came back,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
been brilliant for India. Keeping batting, he's just been top notch, and I think he's set in stone for the rest of the tournament to bat at 4 or 5, whichever position, because he's just looking so solid for India right now.
Absolutely, Sheldon. Let's dissect that innings there very carefully. There, Virat Kohli 85, KL Rahul 97. Or they missed out on 100 there in a World Cup. He was
Yeah.
so close there. He thought he hit that ball. It went for four, and so he can get the next one and hit it off for six there. But it went for six. He timed it so well, and he was just looking like, "What the hell have I done?" But it tells you that sort of a thing. With KL Rahul, he complemented Virat so well. I thought they batted brilliantly, Sheldon, and that partnership really, really good. 150 plus odd there on that track, especially chasing when you're already, you got Rohit out, you got Ishan Kishan out, you got Shreyas Iyer also out, and these two guys batted like as if nothing was happening there, right?
Yeah, Dylan, I think it also shows you the quality of spinners because I feel you saw Jadeja and Kuldeep. As soon as they got an opening, they took a wicket. I don't mean to be harsh on Adam Zampa, but he just didn't look at his best today. And you'd expect in Chennai,
Yeah.
you have one frontline spinner in your squad. You'd expect him to do the job. And he just, I don't know, from the first over itself, I think Rahul cut him for a couple of fours. He just didn't look at his best. Maybe that's something Australia hope turns around because he's a wonderful bowler. Don't get me wrong, Adam Zampa, but if Australia had to go far in this tournament, he has to take a lot of wickets for them.
Absolutely. Their spin is going to be important, especially on
Yeah,
these low wickets there that turn a lot there. I'm sure you're going to see that in Lucknow. I'm sure you're going to see that
yeah,
in other places, Guwahati and all these other places. For
yeah,
sure, wherever India goes, they're going to turn
yeah,
up and, ask for tracks that are going to spin. And
yeah,
Sheldon, it almost felt like we are watching the India-Australia matches there. Like, back
yeah.
in the day when we were discussing about the test series, the Aussies batsmen against spin had no clue what was happening, right?
Yeah, Dylan, it's kind of shocking. I mean, you think they would learn. I feel against spin, they just don't know whether to attack or defend. Like they're always stuck in the middle, especially the middle. Alex Carey again out for zero. I think. I
Man,
mean, he just looks.
he's just continuing from where he left off in the Border
Yeah,
Gavaskar Trophy. I really felt I thought he's not learned. He was just in a hurry to go
yeah,
play. And what was that? Like that was a rash shot. Like trying to do like what he
yeah,
didn't know whether to go front, go back, whether to hit it or
yeah.
whether to defend it. He didn't know what to do, right?
Yeah, there were a lot of batsmen who batted like that today. And I think Australia look at this and say, come on, guys, we got to do better. We know what's going to spin in India. You can't give that excuse of, oh, our guys can't play spin. Then don't turn up in a World Cup in India if you can't play spin. You got to adapt to conditions. And Australia will face a lot of spinners in these tournaments, and they have to bat better than they did today.
Absolutely there, Sheldon. But Virat Kohli there, Kamata man, Sheldon. Big game, like you said, and the big man had to turn up today. Yes, there was a chance there on 12, but sometimes you need those scores, Sheldon. You need that drop chances to go your way. And the question that I want to ask now, and I'm sure a lot of people have been talking about this right before this World Cup is this the year for Virat Kohli? I mean, ever since he's come back into form, that innings at MCG there, Sheldon, he's looked unstoppable. He's gotten hundreds in test matches. He's got hundreds in T20s. He's gotten one days now. He's inching closer there. But is this the year, Sheldon, for Virat Kohli? Because if he gets going here now, and this was an important match for him, right? He's got 85 already now. The other teams and everything there now, if India has to go a long way now in this World Cup, you would have to feel that he's got to have a good run as well, right?
Yeah, Dil, I mean, that is a very good question. And I feel often people say, oh, Virat hasn't won India World Cup. But in all the World Cups he's played for India, he's carried them. Let's be honest. 2016 top run scorer. I mean, the last T20 World Cup, that phenomenal knock in Melbourne against Pakistan, he always does it for them. The fact is, though, that he needs help. And an innings like that from Rahul, Gill will come back in the side. We know how good Gill
Oh
is,
yeah.
and for them to win
Oh yeah.
without him is even better. He's a wonderful batsman. So Kohli, yes, if he plays like this, he'll give India as good a chance as possible. But he does need support from others. You don't win a World Cup with one guy. You win it with a team, and that's what India showed today, that others can step up as well. For sure, if Kohli plays like this, India have as good a chance as anyone of winning this World Cup.
Well, absolutely. There it was, really, really good there from India, even though they had an early scare, Sheldon. Typical thing, like you said, we've seen it in the 2019 semi-final there, first three batsmen going out, and here we had it again. And I think majority of the fans would have said that, oh no, not again. We don't want to watch this. And I was really scared at that moment there because, of course, backing India here to win the match on this
Yeah.
on this type of a wicket, I felt India should win it easily, but the Aussies made it really hell out there, for the first few overs there. But Sheldon, coming to Australia, what's the plan now for them going ahead there? They got the next game. I think they are playing
South
Pakistan,
Africa.
South
South
Africa. Yeah,
Africa
they're
on
playing
Thursday. That
South.
is some game, Dil. I'll tell
That
you,
is
on
going to be an
Thursday, South
interesting
Africa,
game.
Australia.
Yeah.
That is gonna be something.
And I think India playing Afghanistan next.
Yeah. So
Afghanistan,
two
of
wins
course,
have to just take it off.
take it
That's
off.
that's
No,
done.
I mean, man, I would say never take any team lightly,
Sure.
Sheldon. We've seen that Netherlands gave Pakistan almost a scare there, right? But
Yeah.
Sheldon, what's the plan now for Australia, to go ahead in this? Because of course, this defeat, the way they played spin is gonna like really play at the back of their heads. Let's face it, right?
Yeah, that is true, Dil, but they won't face a team with this quality spinners for a while in this tournament. I mean, Jadeja, Ashwin, and Kuldeep are pretty damn good. I mean, let's be honest, that's probably the best spin attack in the tournament by far. So it will take some time. They're gonna play South Africa. South Africa playing some crazy cricket as well, attack free, everyone hitting. But South Africa's bowling attack is one Australia should be used to, as they just played a five-match series. So if they're not used to South Africa, they won't be used to anyone in this World Cup. So it is an advantage that they have played them a lot recently, so they should be more comfortable playing someone like South Africa next.
Well, absolutely. And then for India, of course, they're going to take on Afghanistan. And after that is the much awaited game, the game of the World Cup, I would say, where everyone's waiting there. It's going to be insane, that game as well. India versus Pakistan, of course, they are at Ahmedabad. But before that, India plays Afghanistan there. And that's also going to be interesting. But all that and more on Boundary Line Podcast, guys. As usual, if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel and share the video with your friends and family members if you would. And that would be really kind of you all. But that's it from us on this video. We'll be back tomorrow with more action with all the games that are going to happen. And do stay tuned. You can follow us on Instagram. The handle's down there in the description. And we'll see you soon in our next video. Bye.